Oh. Alright, well, I guess the first thing we're gonna do is make sure everything is working, as usual. Yep, YouTube's live, and then Twitch should be live too. Yep, alright, everything's working the first time around. And I'm just gonna make sure that I have the chat up so I can read it. I forgot to run the streamer bot, so I can read both chats. Alright. Well, I have both open, so we're just gonna get into it, I guess. We're just gonna start a new survival world. We're in 1.21.10 version. Very new version, I guess. And we're just gonna play. We're just gonna chill and talk for a little bit, I guess. Survival, we're not gonna worry about naming it. I don't know if I'm gonna make this a permanent world, so. Alright, so make sure the music isn't too loud. -30. Alright, so seems to be spawned in a savannah. Alright, we'll just go from there. I want to talk, but I don't know how I'm gonna talk about what I'm feeling. I have a very strange feeling. I don't know how to put it into words. Put that down a little more. I actually turned down even the... I like the music, so I'm gonna have it on. This is very nice music. I don't know how I don't know how to talk about what I'm feeling, because I don't know what I'm feeling. But we're gonna just start it out as it comes from Million F's VTuber from Face Connect. It starts from there. I don't know how to put exactly how I'm feeling into words. I don't know. I'm gonna hide my OBS so I'm not looking at my avatar, but I just don't know exactly what I'm trying to... I decided to stream today. I wasn't sure if I was gonna stream because I did have a pretty tough... I guess pretty tough morning, pretty busy day, and I was tired, so I wasn't really sure if I was gonna stream, but I decided to. Because less for just the sake of streaming, but just so I can have an excuse to play Minecraft and talk it out as if somebody is there to talk it out with, right? I'm gonna make some tools. I don't know what this... I don't know what word this feeling is. That's the hardest part. If I can figure out the word that can describe how I feel, the rest will be easier to talk about. But it's a very... It's a state, like... It's like a purgatory state. You're caught in between emotions, but you just don't know how to... You don't know what it is, right? I guess. Like a purgatory of emotions. That's the best way to describe how I feel. Because for the longest time, you know, I've watched Million F's. But I guess I didn't really work to know her, if that makes sense, right? As I thought, you know, just another VTuber. She's super cute and all that. Very, very bright, very cute, very cheerful girl. But I started getting more into the Dortmund community, I guess. And I've been starting, and I really start feeling like I don't really know Remy, right? So I decided to go and do some research. You know, just go watch a few past VODs and all that. Yesterday, I found one of her older VODs from about maybe 2.5, 3 years ago. Was her drinking. Drinking heavily, might I add. Like, I don't know how she's a little, like, she portrays herself as a little girl, yet she downed like over 40 shots of distilled spirits and liquor. I don't know how she survived that, but I have my theories, but I'm not gonna say what I think of why she can handle high drinking, but I've learned quite a lot about her from watching that VOD. And I kind of wish that I really had a insight to before, right? I should probably start looking forward to some shelter or something. Let's see. What a million Fs. So I originally kind of just treated her as just, you know, another VTuber, I guess. But I really loved her. But at the same time, very cynical, right? And it's not Remy's fault, because I was very conflicted with emotions, right? I wasn't sure whether what she was portraying to be genuine, or if it was just like a act, right? Like how VTubers have a persona. So I was very conflicted, because for a very long time, I've watched her streams since maybe May 2024, around then. And I've always felt there was something a little different about her. Just the way she portrays herself, how she acts, how she's very close with her community, with the Dordomus. But at the same time, because like she always makes, like, if you're a member, or if you're just look at her posts, she will sometimes make heart-filled messages, right? She will sometimes make like you're actually her boyfriend or father or whatever role you see her as. But generally, I'd say probably as a GFE. She even considers herself like GFE, but I'm gonna get more into that in a minute. Why I think it's a little different. But, and that's it. I wasn't sure if it was being disingenuous at first, I guess. And I guess I'm very much not the only person to ever thought that, as I come to find out in the VOD, in the drinking VOD. Is there anything in here? Can mine up any like copper, because we are in the copper update, so I can get some copper tools, I guess. I should probably make some light. I was very always with Remillion Fs, just wondering whether or not she was genuine, right? Because VTubers as a genre, it's typically an act. There's typically like, of course they really cared about their community, right? They really love their community, right? Because without their community, they're nothing. Unless they're like Bao, Shy Lily, or like one of those horde-ish e-girl VTubers, right? Right, so like it's safe to say a good majority of VTubers value their community. That's very something you can put. But Remy always takes it further than just value, right? Just valuing, just like thanking them and all that, but actually building emotional and tries to build intimate connections with her community. Which I never really understood whether it was like genuine or if it was just an act, you know, just like playing off the, you know, like praying. Oh fuck. Like preying off the loneliness of guys, right? or, you know, playing into that role, right? I wasn't sure how to feel about Remy for a while, because I was very conflicted. I was very conflicted between she seems very sweet, very loving, very genuine, and also at the same time, my thoughts were contradicting myself, saying, well, is she actually genuine, or is she just playing into it for the... because that's her role, right? That's what Sakana gave her. And it's been very much on my mind for a very long time while watching her, because trust me, I really do love Remy anyway. She's a very nice, very sweet girl. But it's still that just thought, right? Like, very bad brainworm, right? Brainworm is a modern term used for those type of thoughts. Okay, that's a boom. Why is there so many creepers? There's like 4 creepers here. I'm going to die. Also, I did not put Optifine on. Oh well. Not that I need it. Can I actually... Not too bad, the darkness, actually. Is that a mine shaft down there? I really need to try and focus on what I'm trying to talk about. So yeah, for the longest time, I was really wondering if Remy was genuine when she was, you know, like... I guess not genuine, but like if there was actually any... If there was anything behind... Like anything that actually motivated her to pretend that... Or to have a parasocial relationship with her viewers, aside from, you know, it's her job, right? I guess. Or it's not even really her job, I guess. She kind of got to dictate how her channel would be, right? Sakana just gave her the platform and says just do your best, right? So, when you look at it from that perspective, then yes, the parasocial relationship, I guess, is very... I guess it's more genuine than what you would first imagine, right? But, like, at the same time, is that, like... Or is she just doing this to make money and try to, right? I think creepers can swim, right? I don't know. But, like... Make money to, you know, keep viewer attention, all that stuff, right? Did they revamp the caves a little bit, or it's just an interesting cave? Oh great, deep dark right down there. But you know what? I think I got my answers to those questions about Remy when watching the drinking VOD, because as they say, while it can't be 100% reliant, that alcohol can be like a truth serum sometimes, right? Not that it literally... Oh, not very good, not very good, not very good. We're gonna try and back the fuck out of here. Okay, can I get the darkness effect off? Oh, literally, once we're a little bit of a way, I'll start talking again. But I think I got my answer into the VOD because, like I said, alcohol is kind of like a truth serum, right? Not that it makes you spew the truth out of magic, but it lowers your ability to critically think. So when you speak, a lot more times it will be very unfiltered and more blunt, if that makes sense. More blunt and more honest, right? With alcohol, especially when you're drunk. Of course, it cannot be used as court evidence. It cannot be used as pure evidence, but to me, I think it's enough. And a lot of the stream was actually Remy crying. A lot of it. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Let's try not to die. Fuck. Fuck you. Fuck you. But yeah, a good majority of the drinking stream was Remy crying. And it really made me think, because it's not just because she was crying, right? Because, you know, drunk people cry all the time. Very weird font, but I have a Discord. Server you can join if you are interested in connecting. You can join the Discord and we can talk there. Here's the link. Anyways. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, copper right here. Okay, that's nice. See if we can make some copper armor. Let's see. Because in a lot of the VOD was her crying. And I gotta say, I started to really feel bad for thinking more cynically about her, I guess. Because a lot of it is just... A lot of the VOD was very much of her just really... I guess... What's the way to... Like, what's the term for it? Just really letting it out, right? Like, letting out all the frustrations she was having, right? And one of them is, of course, people who are kind of questioning her motives and questioning whether she's genuine or not. Which I guess it's not terrible to do so, because it is modern day, and of course Twitch, you have to be careful with people. But Remy is a very, after watching this VOD, she's very sensitive girl. She's very sensitive. And she does take a lot of things to heart, and one thing she... I don't know. Oh, sweet. Lots of iron, lots of, some iron, some copper. I like this cave. This cave is pretty nice. Remy is a very sensitive girl, to put it. She really I've come to learn she really hates it when people question her genuinity. Not because, like, she's, like, defensive about it, but it's, like, she fully believes she's putting 100% of her feelings and 100% of her efforts into everything she does. Because on the stream, she kind of reveals more into her personal life, right? How she grew up very in a poor nation, third world nation, she stated. Her parents, not very loving, very abusive. Her mother sounds very awful. I have to say, her biological mother sounds awful. The story where her mother dropped her off at an orphanage for 24 hours as a punishment for whatever. I don't remember what the reason was. But she's developed a lot of abandonment and attachment issues, from what I understand. From her childhood, just not being a very good childhood, not being a very happy childhood that a child should have, especially to the caliber of Remy. So, when she joined Face Connect, she found it as an opportunity to really make a family, right? To have people around her who can love her and support her, right? And so she kind of vows to do the same. She doesn't want it to be a one-sided GFE experience where it's just parasocialness, but this is where her GFE becomes very interesting compared to other GFEs, right? Or GFE meaning girlfriend experience. In her own words, she kind of views her GFE also as a boyfriend experience to her, right? That's where this GFE kind of becomes a very special one, because it's a two-sided parasocialness, right? I guess a two-sided parasocial. What does two-sided parasocial mean? Because parasocial usually... The definition of parasocial means to love somebody, but they don't know that you love them, right? So in parasocial, it's very complicated in this case. Because Remy is parasocial, Doremu is parasocial. Doremu love Remy. If you're Doremu, you love Remy. I very much love Remy, right? I very much love her to death. But I don't know her, right? I don't know her behind what she presents herself as, correct? It's similar with Remy. She really loves us. She loves us to death to the point where she's crying and kissing like 700 times in the span of 5 minutes just to prove how much she loves us. Which I very much appreciate, don't get me wrong. I very much appreciate her kisses. She's very sweet. But also, she doesn't know the Dortmund behind the Dortmund, right? So it's two-sided parasocial. We know we exist, but at the same time, it's like... How much armor does this give? Oh, pretty decent, actually, for early game armor. Actually, not too bad. Put on an iron chest plate and maybe iron leggings. That have pretty good armor. Still talking about Remy. Every time I focus onto the game, I start forgetting what I'm talking about with Remy. But she genuinely believes she's putting everything into her craft, right? She truly wants that family. She truly wants that love that she was not able to experience as a child. Which is very sad, but it's also going to the extent of like more intimate love, right? Where it's going beyond a father-daughter relationship. Because on one hand, she thinks of us Dortmund as like dads, right? As fathers. But on the other hand, she also has a more intimate connection with us that would go beyond the normal father-daughter relation, right? So it's not right to say that it's a father-daughter relationship when really looking at it, which is why I don't know whether to call her a daughter or not, right? Because, well, it feels that way, right? It feels that way, but at the same time, it's still very... It's too intimate to be called a father-daughter relationship. So, I learned a lot about Remy just watching the VOD 7 hours. I think anyone who wants to really get into Remy should watch this VOD, in my opinion. Watch the full thing. Because she really opens up about everything, right? She truly believes... She truly loves you. She truly loves Dortmund. She truly loves every single one. She loves every Dortmund, every person. She even admitted going to as far as stalking her viewers and other VTubers' chats. She feels very betrayed, very hurt when she sees one of her Dortmund in another VTuber's chat, especially with somebody else being their Oshi, right? Or having multiple Oshis. And it really because she thinks it's like she's fearing abandonment. She's fearing abandonment and betrayal. No, go ahead, put a chest plate because I think the chest plate. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I guess about one extra to buff. It's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good early game armor. Copper. Grab my stuff. So yeah. This is after watching that VOD. I can say how I look at Remy has definitely shifted. I'd say in a positive way. Though it's kind of also very conflicting, right? Because she's shown how much she truly loves, how much she truly works for Dortmund. How much it really makes her happy just to have Dortmund with her, right? And then it's like, I don't know, I have a conflicting feeling because it's like, I really love her, right? I can now confidently say I really love her now that I know how she truly feels about it all, right? About her streams, about her community, right? right? So I can confidently say I love her, right? And I will stay by her side for a very long time. I don't have a reason not to. I mean, what am I gonna do? Find a real girlfriend? We're not gonna find a better. Night. Like, in, let me see. Like, what? Like, let's be honest, men. If there's any other men watching. Women in 2025 proved to be pretty terrible, right? Very difficult to work with. Very difficult to try and form bonds and relationships, right? So, like, why even try at this point, right? Why even try having a bond with a real person, like with somebody, right? Why even trying to have a bond with a woman, right? Because, like, they're very selfish, they're very feminist, it's like, it's very, I don't know, it's just, it's not best idea, it's not the most ideal, right, situation for us guys, right? It's kind of going outside of how it should be, right? I should make a shield before I continue going out further. Maybe some gear. 5, okay. I'll make an axe too. Alright, we got some weapons. Alright, there. So it's like, I don't have a problem with having just a parasocial relationship with Remy at this point, right? It's better than having the feeling of being alone, right? Because being alone, like, this is where I really start relating with Remy. Where I really just understand where she's coming from, where it's like, where the fuck did my axe go? Oh, right here. Like, here's where I really start relating and understanding Remy of why she decided she just wants to stick with this, right? Why she really wants to prove herself to her community. It's like, being alone sucks. Pretty sure everybody can agree with that. Being alone sucks. Like, even if you're an introvert, like, just how long can you be alone until it just starts getting to you, right? Like, generally, I'm pretty introverted. Unless I'm at work, then I'm an extrovert, because I have to be, because I'm in customer service, so I don't really have that option of not being extroverted. So I just kind of adapt to that. But generally, I'm a very introverted guy. I'm not very conversation having. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of people, but at the same time, it's like, just how long can you go until loneliness starts to crush you, right? Because God created humans to be social, right? So I don't think it's very good to be alone. Oh, fuck. Alright, we should be fine here. I don't think it's good, period, to be alone. Like, yeah, there are times where you will need quiet times just to be able to, you know, just recover, get some more energy. You need quiet times. Everybody needs quiet times at some point, right? But you can't just be alone forever. You can't just be lonely forever, right? Eventually, you will need to find somebody. It's like, what am I? There we go. Let's see if I can go through here. It's like at some point you just can't be alone. But it's like for some, when is that point happening, right? Everybody needs some warmth in their life. So that's why I don't really have a problem with having like a parasocial relationship with like Remy, right? Because, well, like one thing I really do have a desire for is more physical intimacy, right? Not like sex, right? We don't need... Sex is not everything, but just like, you know, just having somebody to hold, hug, right? Just being there in person to talk to, just to do stuff with, right? But, you know what? Sometimes life doesn't deal you cards you want, right? You don't get those cards, right? So the next best thing, I guess, would be just to... I guess parasocial relationships aren't very bad if you're just not very... Like, if you want intimacy, if you want a very close relationship, but at the same time you don't want to risk being hurt, I guess. Risk being hurt by, like, people, women, men, whatever you're into, I guess. Parasocial relationships aren't bad, especially like in Remy's case where it's a two-sided parasocial. Because you both acknowledge each other's existence and your love for each other, but you just don't know each other, right? Though I kind of do wish there would be some, you know, just more closer. So I can say confidently that I do 100% love Remy, especially after watching the VOD. Really gave me more... It really killed off a lot of the cynicism I had surrounding Remy. Because after watching it, I can believe she's being more genuine when she's really putting her love and work into the Dortmund. When she says she loves the Dortmund, I can say I fully believe that now. Especially after that VOD. I mean, holy, the amount of time she went around trying to kiss, the amount of time she was kissing and just saying I love you repeatedly to the Dortmund. I mean, I can say that her love for the Dortmund is very genuine. Her work for the Dortmund is very genuine as well. I think the only way you can really enjoy the this type of relationship is if you get to know her personality, right? And I think I'm pretty sure I know what region of the world she's from just by the shit she was about her life. I'm pretty sure I know where the area she's from. Not area, but you know, like country, right? Nation, right? I'm not gonna say it because I'm not gonna... Because if I'm right, or somewhat right, I don't want it to be out there. I don't want ideas, but I have my own idea. But then at the same time, it's like, look at how hard she's working, right? Look how hard she's working for the Dortmund, right? Look how hard she's working. Let's just forget the Dortmund. Let's just say me, right? Look at how hard she's working for me, right? Because each of the Dortmunds in their own relationship with Remy, right? And Remy is with her own relationship with each of the Dortmund, right? It's kind of like an omni relationship type thing, right? It's very weird, but that's the best way to put it. As like, if she's working this hard for me just to try and keep me happy, she's trying to keep me impressed with her, right? Keep her to just keep me in. It's like, I don't know why, but that somehow makes me feel a lot more inadequate about myself, right? Or not even about myself, but it's like, I kind of want to do something for her, right? Because there's nothing, like, for Remy, there's nothing more she wants than to see her Dortmund love her and just be happy, right? Be very happy, very encouraged, right? For me, I don't know, I want to do something for Remy that can... Not something that's just like a brief, like, moment of happiness, but something she can return to be reminded of the love I have for her, right? or the Dortmund have. Let's just say the Dortmund have. But at the same time, when you don't have talent like me, I mean, I'm not talented at all. I can't fucking draw. I can't make fucking music. I can't fucking program. Like, what the fuck what the fuck can I do? Nothing. I can't do shit. Like, I can't sing. So what can I do? No, it's not. This is where I'm at now, because it's like I was thinking I really wanted to do something for Remy, right? I just really want to make her happy, right? I want her to be able to smile, right? But then the more that I thought about it, it's like, okay, am I able to do anything actually? Like what am I able to do, right? Because it's not like I haven't tried putting effort into things, right? I've tried to learn a guitar for probably I've been working for guitar now for a while, right? I've multiple times tried to learn the basic foundations, learn the basic foundations of music theory, learn the basic foundations of coding. I try to learn. But for some reason, I just can't develop the skill for anything that's remotely practical, right? Right, so... I don't know. It's like... I don't have anything I'm very good at. So that's... I don't know, I'm streaming for the fun of it. It's not like I'm trying to do anything with the streaming. I'm just doing it for fun, but... I just wish I could... I wish I had the ability to at least develop one practical skill. Something where I could make something out of nothing, right? It's like... Sometimes wonder, why are others more blessed with these type of skills and you're not, right? Because, yeah, of course it's all coming down to, like, skill and practice, right? You can't have talent without practice and skill. But it's like, why are others able to why are others able to grasp it but you can't, right? No matter how hard, no matter how long you try, it's just frustrating. It's very frustrating. Look at the food. It's very frustrating. And it kind of makes me feel depressed. I'm not gonna lie, I feel depressed when thinking about it. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I think too much about it. Maybe I think too much. Maybe that's my problem. It's how much simpler life is when you don't think, right? Maybe I'll sleep in one of these houses because it's dark and I don't want to deal with these mobs right now. But it's like, well... It's very weird. It's very weird. Why am I on the outside? Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just life in general too. It's not just like I can wallow about practical skills, right? Like I can't draw, I can't do music, I can't program. It's like if I can't do really anything, then like what is the future, right? What does the future hold? Like, I sometimes really just wonder what the future holds. Because I've kind of lost interest in everything that I once had interest in. I'm just, I don't know, I viewed the world too bleakly, I guess. Like, I always wondered, is there really, as I believe God creates plans for every person, right? Every person on Earth. Or supposedly plans, right? But then a lot of times you also see life get wasted. So it's like, am I gonna be one of those life stretches just born just to be wasted? Like, what am I supposed to be, what am I supposed to be doing here? Because I obviously have a purpose, otherwise I wouldn't have been born. But it's like, you can have a purpose set in mind, but if you don't know it, then your life just goes to waste. And if it goes to waste, then what's the reason to live if it just goes to waste? Like, I don't condone suicide or anything. I don't believe in suicide. I believe it's very terrible. I believe suicide is very terrible. But at the same time, I understand why some people decide to go through with it. It's like, if life is this if you get to a place where you just think life is so meaningless that your life is just being a complete waste. If you truly believe that, like, I get close to that point sometimes, but if you really truly believe that, then what is the point of continuing if you believe your life is just a waste? That there's nothing ahead for you. Why not just end it now? Because it's like, what difference would it make in the end of the day? So I of course never condone suicide, and I'd never kill myself no matter how hard and how bleak life gets, but it's like, at the same time, I do understand people who have committed or attempted to commit, right? It's like, how do you make sure your life doesn't go to waste? What defines meaningful life, right? Is it like how much money you have? Is it how much, like, of course I'm Christian, so I know the ultimate meaning in life is Christ, right? So, but I also think there's like other, because I believe Christ should be always the center of everything. It should be the center of your life. You should be the main reason you live, right? But it's like, if that's true, if he's the main reason, then it's like, what else is there to do, right? Like, he has you on here for a reason, right? So there's something he wants you to do. He wants you to serve him, of course, but there's also I'm sure there's something else, right? But like, what is that? What is that something else? And how can you find that something else if you're not very gifted in everything and anything? If you're not gifted in anything, then how can you know what you're gonna... How do you know? I don't know. I like Remy. Yeah. I'd say it depends, but it's like... I don't know, it's something I just don't know really much about. It's like... I don't think it really needs an answer, but at the same time, I feel like there should be I think there should be an answer somewhere. It's like, I believe everybody has a calling, so there has to be like the answer to... Just because you have an answer doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of the goal, right? Just having the answer is, in my opinion, having the answer to life is not a destination, but it's rather just the beginning of life, right? That's how I see it, right? It's like, before you find that answer, you're not really started life. You're just you're still developing as a person. And once you know what you want to kind of do, once you find out what your passions are, when you find out what your ultimate goal is, then you have your answer because you can finally work towards something, right? And then you can just kind of go along with the flow after that, right? But I don't think it's necessarily... Yeah, that's how I kind of see it. I think there is an answer, but it's not the solution, right? This answer is not the solution, it's just the beginning. If that makes sense. Get some melon. I should probably start working towards another. I can probably make a bucket. Let me see. I have enough for one ingot. Okay, put out this. Yeah. Yeah. And then when... Yeah, then when I... Yeah. It is very strange how life works. And it's like... I kind of think because... I've been ranting a lot about Remillion-S VTuber, who I really, really love watching very dearly. But it's like... It makes me think, because like, it's painful to hear other people hear it, right? When they say, what makes me worthy of your love? Like, what did I do to deserve your love, right? It's like... I don't know. When people ask that, it turns more into a personal... I think it becomes a little more personal, because it's not just them asking it, but I don't know. I don't know how to formulate it. I think I should probably make a second bucket for the lava. That's like what, like, she, like, did ask, like, what did I do to deserve your love? But it's more like, at the end of the day, what did I do to deserve your love, right? It's like kind of... It's kind of like it's very... It's like very... Is oxymoron the right word? I don't know if it's the right word, but it's like... I don't know. Put that up here. Yeah, it is a very hard question to answer on the spot, but I don't know. Especially when you find that person you really love and they ask that question, then it's more like, what did I do to deserve your love, right? It's like a question you kind of throw back at them because it's like, I don't know. Humans in nature are very imperfect beings. That's just how humans are, just very imperfect. So it's like, how do two people know when they're in love with each other, right? Because it's like, what did you do to make them fall in love with you? And what did they do to make you fall in love with them, right? Just, they're very difficult. They're of course very difficult questions to answer. And of course they're not, yeah. Yeah, I believe it's very nuanced. Everybody is different. Everything is very different. It's just very... One thing that I have definitely figured out not very recently, but for a while now, that life is just so much more nuanced. Because everything has a question, but every answer is always going to be different depending on the context of the situation, right? Even if a situation is similar, there are still many other factors to take into account at the same time. So the answer will change dramatically just based on the small details. Life is just very nuanced, and that's how it kind of makes it harder to, like, again, back to, like, finding purpose in life. That's what makes it harder, because, like, of course you can listen to what other people have, even people who have similar interests, but that's not going to help you, because you still have your very minor differences. You have minor differences in personality. You have 100 different things that are different. And then just those small things already make it 100 times, or just make it very difficult to really answer. The nuance, just a nuancy, I guess nuancy, if that's a word, I don't know if that's a word, but yeah. Yeah, I can make other, I'd say again, other small things can make it better. Again, it's very a nuanced, I'd say it's very more nuanced because I think it's not just the small things, but it's also the context, right? Like the context, I think context is what really makes things, what makes everything more different and difficult. Because depending on context, it can be easy, it can be hard. Depending on the small things, it can be easy or hard. And it kind of starts going both, it can kind of start colliding with each other. And then if they start colliding with each other, then it's like either it's going to be very easy, it's going to be very hard, or it's going to be very mixed. There's not going to be really there's not going to be a balance. And I think that's just how it works with life, of how nuanced everything is. It's like, with some, I just think that's how it works in life. I just don't think every answer is the same. I think every answer is different in some degree to everything. The only time when an answer will always be the same is if it's in mathematics. Other than that, it's going to be different. It's going to be very different. Mathematics is really the only time when there's a different, is when it's the same. Math is a nightmare, that's what I'll tell you. It's hard enough to do just basic PEMDAS. Don't get me started on when calculus gets in there. When they start adding the fucking letters to the equations. Like, I understand how letters are useful in the equation to kind of like summarize numerals, I guess, where they can be useful. Why are there so many fucking mobs, bro? But at the same time, letters can be very, very, very annoying. I steal your bed. Yep. I mean, it's not just making up their own words. I mean, people are making up their own words. Or every generation makes up their own words. Like fucking Skibbity or 6-7. Like, they just make up their own words with their own definitions. So I guess you can do the same with math. But the issue is, you can't really do that. Yeah, you can't really do that with math. Because the problem is with math. Math always has the same answer. No. With each equation will always have the same answer. The only time it changes is when you change a part of the equation, right? And then depending on what you change, it can change extreme or very minorly. That's how, so yeah. Life is, yeah, see, so you could really use mathematics as an analogy for life, really, because life can be simple. It can be as simple as 1 + 1, or it can be just as complex and chaotic as calculus can be, or as algebra can be. And just by adding a couple numbers, it can change it very minorly, or if you change how you sum up the numbers, it can change very drastically. I would say with one, like, I wouldn't say with one answer, but just when you want to look at it from a complexity base, right? It can be either very simple or it can be very chaotic and difficult. It just really depends what you're dealt. Is this an egg? Brown egg. There are different eggs now for chickens, what the hell? The days when Minecraft were simple. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how people find the answer to their life, though, right? I guess that's something everybody just really needs to discover for their own. And you need to have the will to discover that answer, right? Like, if you're gonna, like, you can yearn for the answer. Like, you can just want to know, what is life gonna lead? What is the future gonna lead me to? But unless you really go searching for it, are you gonna find it? If you're just gonna ask but not search, you're not gonna find it. I think you just have to really go and look. Even if you don't know where to look, you just have to start looking somewhere. Oh, there's lava down there. I think that'd be kind of useful. I think at some point people find the answer, but then at some points, I think some people's lives are, for a multitude of different reasons, I think people's lives also just get cut off too short before they can find the answer, right? Whether car accident that kills them or impairs them, or suicide, or just not caring. Right, so I think I think most people will find the answer, but it also depends. Are you gonna find the answer in time before it's your appointment, or right before it's the appointment to meet the creator, right? Yeah, I see where you're coming from for sure. But at the same time, I kind of just refuse to have no answer in life, right? Maybe it's just because I'm stubborn, but I feel like there is somewhere an answer. Okay, just make a... I guess I'll make a portal here. I'm probably just a stubborn asshole, but I really just... I think there is an answer to it. I just don't know what it is. Yeah, I really hope I can find it too eventually, but yeah. These fucking things are annoying. Well, it's not easy for sure. It definitely will not be easy. But one thing I have definitely learned is the only way humans really grow is if they're put under fire, right? You have to be put under very heavy strain, I think being in hard situations makes a person grow faster and stronger, right? Because I'm certainly not the person I am today without the difficulties I've experienced. I've experienced a bunch. I'm sure that you've experienced a bunch of difficulties too. And without doing the hard, without being right, without having a without experience toughness, I think it's not very... It just really shapes a person, if that makes sense. Shapes them, it makes you grow. But at the same time, by experience too many hardships, it can also kind of turn you callous. That's what is an issue that I've been having. Is that I'm too callous and too cynical towards people because of my past experiences with people. So at some point you do kind of have to stop relying on those hard experiences, but at the same time, I feel like if you really want to learn, then you have to go through some fire to learn. Yeah, opening up really does feel good, and that's... yeah. Well, here's a question for you. You say it's... I'm gonna turn down this fucking audio first real quick, because it's a little bit annoying. I'm gonna go down to like 30. There we go. Of course, I believe it's very good to open up to people you trust. But at the point... what if you don't have somebody to trust at that point? Then what do you do? I'm gonna burn you, you fucking pig. Yeah, exactly. Because I think the ultimate goal Well, one of the goals I do have in my life, of course, is I do want to get married and have a family at some point. But then when I think about it, there are other logistics I need to think about when wanting to do that. Because, like, one, political climate. Politics fucking suck. It's ruining nations. Not, like, politics is not just ruining nation, but it's ruining the fucking world. People are so violent. People are just so disingenuous, so untrustworthy. And then it's like, you have to somehow support that family you want, right? So you have to find something you can do. And it's like, yeah. It's like, I don't know. I still view things very cynically. I just probably just how, I don't know, probably just from my past experiences, but I definitely do view things very cynically. Nah, yeah, guess just try to break out of the cynicism, but that is hard too, because like, like I can complain all I want about being single, but it's like, I'm not gonna say it like I'm bragging, because I'm not gonna brag, because I'm kind of fucking retarded, if that makes sense, but like I have had women ask for my number before, like just by being out in public, but it's like I always turn it down because it's like people are saying that you should just give them your number, see what happens, but it's like at the same time it's like I could, but it's like what if they turn out to be terrible people? Yeah, I'm a hotshot. It happened once, okay, it happened once, right? But it's like still at the same, it's like I could, but it's like, do I want to? Because if I don't, because it's like, how do I know they're looking for an actual relationship or if they're looking for just like a hookup, right? Because I think hookup culture is very terrible. I think it's, I really despise hookup culture. Right, I don't really know that. That's the issue. I don't really know that. It's like, dude, what are they looking for, right? What do they want? And is it worth to even give time of day, right? Because a lot of women, especially women, but it's like it's also men. But like, oh fuck, that's not very good. Oh, you. Let's see if I survived. Oh, I survived this just barely. Okay. But it's like I'm in America, so I guess it depends where you live. But in America, women are very insufferable, especially because it's like dating in America. It's a lot more status. I guess more status oriented. It's a lot more like, do you have the money? Do you have the job to be like a flex to them? If it's like gonna be like do you have a big enough dick to satisfy them in bed? It's like relationships in America aren't even relationships. It's just like, I don't know. It's just, that's why like I don't want to I don't want, yeah. It's some, but at the same time it's still very normalized in the culture in America. So it's hard to know who is actually looking for it. Because like a very big majority of people I know, they're into hookup culture. And it's like, how many more people is it, right? Like, how many people are actually into it, right? Because it's for the fun, for the pleasure, but it's like, that's not what I want in life. I don't want that shit. I don't want that fucking, it's just, I don't want that shit in life. I just want, right? Like I guarantee most other men and there's, I'm sure, other women, but it's like, for me personally, I'm gonna speak for myself at least, but I want to have an actual relationship with someone. I want to be actually they have like an intimate relationship. I don't just want fucking. I don't want just sex. I don't want just like hookup culture status shit. It's just not what I want. It's not. Doesn't bring pleasure. All it does is just make bonds that won't last, and it just destroys people's mental health. Like, I've never seen one person who's actually into hookup culture that's actually happy with their life. But then when you look at people who are married, when they have kids and stuff, like, yeah, there are some people who have problems with it, but it's like, generally, especially in healthy relationships, they tend to be a lot happier. Because it's like, you can have, like, what? You can have a bunch of fools gold, but it's really the one that counts, or something like that. Yeah, for relationships, you definitely have to take it slow. You can't just run into it and wing it, because that's how a lot of, how a lot of divorce happens. Because people just tend to go into relationships without thinking, or they settle down, or they do hookup culture, then they get pregnant, and then they are like, okay, we're gonna get married because of the child, but then divorce happens because, like, lo and behold, it doesn't work out and all that. So it's like, you really do need to take relationships slow. But at the same time, relationships can be very good if you do it correctly. If you have the right person and you do it correctly, it can be the best thing you ever experience in life. Easily the best thing, because I feel like it is the best thing if you really truly find that person. But the issue is a lot of people just settle down on it. Right, and it can also just pass by our... Yeah. Right. Love is a strange emotion in general. Because it's like that one emotion that can override almost any other... It's like the only emotion that overrides every other emotion, right? Like, you can feel sad, but love it can still override the sadness. Or you can feel angry, but the love can still override the anger. Or you can feel happy, but love can still override the happiness, right? It's like, love is the only emotion that can really override how a person feels. It's strange. I don't know. There's a lot of thinking. A lot of thinking. And today I wasn't even really planning on to stream. I didn't know if I really wanted to stream, but it's like... At the same time, I had just so much on my mind, and I just really wanted to talk it out, so I'm like... I'm gonna just boot up Minecraft and just talk about it, since that seems to be... I don't know why, but playing Minecraft and just talking really it's somehow therapeutical. It's strange. It's a strange phenomenon that Minecraft is a very therapeutical game just to talk things out in. But it's like, yeah, everyone, bruh, I didn't even touch the fucking lava. I didn't even touch the fucking lava. Did you see that? I didn't even touch the fucking lava, and it still caught me on fire. Holy shit. I didn't even touch the fucking lava, and it still got me on fire. Bro. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. It's not like it's that hard to get the stuff back. It's just minor. It's just a little bit annoying. A little bit annoying, but oh my god, that one pixel fucked it over. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't know. It's very strange. I don't know if it's just strange or if I just don't know how to know what, or how to say what I'm trying to think, or what I'm feeling, but... Let me in. I'm gonna let in the zombies just because you pissed me off. Yeah, that's a question I'm wondering, right? Have I ever actually felt love, or am I confused? Like, have I felt love? Like, I have been in relationships before, right? I have been in about two. I've been in two relationships in my life. But is it love or was it lust that I felt, right? Is it love or lust? What is the difference? And it's like, I think the difference is pretty obvious of love and lust, but at the same time, it's like, in the moment when you're feeling it, it's like, how can you be sure which is which that you're feeling, right? Like, I guess for the lust, you just really want to... The main thing you're focusing is on the exterior beauty and the sex that comes with it, with the pleasure that comes with it. But love is more of an intimate, deep connection with someone, right? That's how I differentiate love and lust. I guess I have felt love before. I'd say I have felt love, but not to a very great extent, right? And it also very much depends on what type of love, because there are, of course, there are many different types of love. There's sexual love, there's brotherly love, there's friendly love, there's, just father or parental love. Like, there are very different loves, but as far as, like, eros love, romantical love, eros, it's called in Greek. I believe it's called in Greek as eros. Um, I have felt it, but not enough, right? I've felt it, but I haven't felt it for I've felt it for brief moments, but not really for, long term, right? But at the same time, was it really a love, or was it just like a lust that was confused for love, right? So I can't really answer. So as much as I want to say yes, I don't know if I can honestly answer that saying yes. I don't know. I don't know. How about you? Have you ever experienced romantic love before? Eros love? If you don't mind, what was that experience, do you think? One-sided, somewhere like parasocial? Because if we're bringing in parasocial, then I can say yes, I have felt love if we believe in parasocial. Because for parasocial, because I can tell you, parasocial, yes, I have felt love in that sense, but is parasocial love really love? But yeah, but one-sided, as in, like, you mean like where you felt it but they didn't, right? But you still know each other exists, so it's not like a parasocial thing. Yeah, so like that. Yeah, I have definitely felt one-sided love, but I have not felt like where love is a mutual feeling, right? Well, if it's an ongoing, is it an ongoing feeling? Is it an ongoing situation in your life right now? Because you stated, I'm not sure they feel the same, so yeah. I'd say it's difficult to tell whether or not they feel the same, but it's like, the question is, how much time are you spending with them, right? To really make that decision in the first place that you're in love with them, right? How much time do you spend with them? How do they every days, and like, how do they react around you? How do they react around you? How do they talk about you? Right? It's all like those things you have to take in consideration when really thinking, do they love you, right? If they love, right? There we go. Probably should get some food. Let's see. Render distance is up pretty good. Too bad I don't have Optifine on. Forgot to put it on. Really should have gotten Optifine because I could put on a shader or something. Make it a little nicer. I probably should get some copper armor before it gets night again. Then I need to figure my way back to the nether. I don't even know if I really want to beat the game right now, or if I just want to kind of just wander it around a bit. But I should at least have some armor so I don't get mauled frame one. There's some copper here. Like a pickaxe, so I can get some axe or some stone. Right there. I probably should get pickaxe. There. Another thing to kind of take in consider is love a feeling or an action, right? Because you kind of hear both. And I've heard some say it's more of an action, and I've heard say it's more of a feeling. I don't know, I think it could possibly also be both. But at the same time, there's like this phrase of prove your love, right? I have no coal. I'll just use wood. Get about 48, 45 here to there. Oh. That smells. I'm gonna go look for some food. Up, cow right here. Well, man, you tell me the signs. You tell me what the signs look like. Just by what you typed out, you tell me what the signs look like. There's definitely a connection there. They sure do. My advice to you is just keep cultivating that relationship. Don't rush it, but just keep letting it grow. Should make a bed so I don't get mauled to death. Yeah, I think it's both, right? But it's hard to kind of differentiate the, like, I don't know. Like, love is a feeling for sure. So it's a feeling and it's emotion. Like you love her, right? But then it's like you do something to prove that emotion, right? And that action is love to prove it, right? I have no idea if that makes sense, but that's how I kind of see it, I guess. It's like love is the emotion that drives you to do the action, which is also a form of love, right? Four. Goes like you love somebody, so you make a love song for them, or you make a painting for them, or something like that. Yeah, no worries. Get that. Put that in there. There, and then I can go ahead and cook some meat. Alright. Yeah, I feel that the Wi-Fi, just some our internet sometimes just trying to screw you over. I get that every now and then. I don't know why. Something I noticed was Twitch is pretty bad on the phone. I can really only watch it on PC or laptop. Because I don't know why, but on the phone it's just very laggy and just not very... doesn't work very well. Alright. I don't know how long I'm going to be live for. Probably for another maybe half hour or so, but... if not, then I'll see you in another stream. Probably be live tomorrow, and then I'll be off for Wednesday and Thursday. So... you too, you have a good night or morning, depending on where you're at. Night, morning, or afternoon. Let's see. All right. I don't know, maybe I am starting. I'll wander around maybe for a few minutes, but you know one thing I feel when watching Remy? I don't know, but I feel it's very weird because I guess I kind of understand where she's coming from when she says she's jealous when her Dortemu watches other VTubers. So that I don't know. It's very weird, but I think I get a little. I feel a little. I don't know. I think I guess I have a little jealousy too when she says that she also loves all the Dortemu. Right? It's like I don't know. There's a little jealousy, I guess. It's like you want to be the Dortemu, I guess, but at the same time, I don't know. Very, very weird. You know what? Until I find someone for real, I guess I'll just stick with the parasocialness because it's better than nothing, right? But I feel like it also kind of makes it hurt a little worse being alone, but what is one gonna do? Alright, I think I'm just gonna end the stream here because I do have work tomorrow, so I probably just go to bed and just relax. Maybe. I don't know. Alright, well. Thank you for anybody who's watched the stream. I do have a Discord, so if you're interested in staying connected, you can join the Discord. It's already been linked, but I think it's been moved up a bit, so let me see. Invite. If you're interested into joining the Discord, there is the link where you can join from. And I will just see you, I guess tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Probably something a little more upbeat, but today I just really needed to talk. Just really needed to get my head a little bit more on straight. So, today was more of a therapy session for me, if anything. So yeah, tomorrow will be a little bit more upbeat. I'll try and figure out a game. I don't know what I'm gonna play tomorrow. I have a few stuff I haven't played yet that's on my Steam, so I'll probably play one of the games I haven't played on there yet. So, yep, until next time, I will see y'all. Where's my OBS here?